Christian, I want to talk to you about being on the scout team. You're a senior. I mean, playing football while attending the Naval Academy with the academic and military responsibilities is hard. Why continue to put this much time and effort into football when you don't have a chance to play on Saturdays?
You know, like the main reason, like I want to be here without football in general, I wouldn't have gotten into school. Just because I don't play doesn't mean I'm going to quit the team. Like, this is my family. These are all my brothers. Started at Naps together. Like, I would never quit and leave them.
Well, that's we talked to Kip Franklin, and he specifically mentioned you as someone he has a lot of respect for, and he quote-unquote said, these guys are the best of us. You've been moved around quite a bit to different positions. What were you recruited as?
Originally recruited as a wide receiver, tight end now. But I mean, I'm a scout team player, so scout team wide receiver right now.
Okay.
They moved me around a little bit.
Had you played any other positions as they tried to find a spot for you?
No, just offensive side of the ball, tight end, wide receiver.
So do sometimes for some games as scout team you have to play tight end to give them a look as a tight end?
Yeah, so in the past what they usually do, like if they got a big tight end or whatever, they'll give me his number and I'll run his position, give his look during that week. So
who are some of the other seniors that are serving on scout team? I think we're going to talk to Jacobi Rice. He's kind of in that situation. Some others you can think of?
No, I'm the only one on the offensive side of the ball. I know Jacobi's on the defensive side. I know I'm the only offensive guy. I'm not sure who else is over there on the defensive side.
So does it make you feel good when your other fellow seniors, guys like Kip Franklin, who's a captain, and Nick Strahl, who's a captain, when they specifically mention you as somebody that they really appreciate and respect?
No, yeah, I mean, it does mean a lot. I mean, they're my best friends, like on and off the field. I mean, we're on different fields during practice, but like outside of football, like we always hang out. We're good friends, so yeah. I mean, whatever I can do to add to the team, get the team better, I'm going to do.
So obviously, as a senior, you can be a leader of the scout team. A lot of the time, these are sophomores and plebes who are still learning, and you can maybe help them not get too down on themselves and say, look, you show out on scout team. I've heard a million stories of guys who showed up on scout team and ended up getting to the varsity field. Kind of what can you do as a senior leader serving on scout team?
I think the biggest thing that I could bring to the table just was like when they were coming out of plebe summer, like they didn't know what to expect. They didn't know how hard to go, like how specific they had to be with running the cards that were shown. So I think I had a big role, like kind of guiding them, like when it came to effort and how hard they got to go, and the little details. And I mean, now like they all got it. So I mean, I don't even have to say anything at this point.
All right.
A few more for you. What's it been like transitioning to tight end this year? Has it been fun?
I mean, I played tight end in high school, so it wasn't anything new to me. That was like my main position all throughout high school. So.
And lastly, what's senior day, that ceremony going to be like for you guys to run out of the tunnel, hug your family, and go through all that?
I mean, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I can't believe it's finally here. Mom and Dad are going to be here, so I mean, I'm really looking forward to it.
Joe, you're a guy that was on the scout team for 3 years and worked your way off, and are now contributing, playing, getting regular game reps. Kind of talk about the mentality you need to just persevere.
So yeah, my first, I guess, 2.5 years, I was on scout. Mostly everyone comes out and like does some scout. I mean, I didn't expect, no one knew what to expect, but then you come in and do that. I always knew that my ultimate goal was to be with the guys traveling, and I was never gonna let myself quit. I know after my junior year, I talked to Coach at work, and I told him that, I'd rather die than ever quit to play for this team. So I just always had that mentality that I was gonna come and contribute. So I just want to do it for my boys.
How good does it feel to accomplish what you wanted to do, to reach the mountaintop, so to speak, and get to the point where you are playing?
I mean, it's immense. Like, it's like kind of everything I ever wanted. I mean, I still have goals. I still work harder. I don't really think I've reached any mountaintops yet, but it's awesome to see, like, when you put your mind to it and, like, when you actually, like, decide you're going to do something that's achievable.
So, I mean, it's a small senior class. There's not a lot of you guys left. What can you say about the guys who have stuck it out and are still here?
I'd say they're all tough as nails, probably toughest guys in the country, I'd say, we all had a decision to make, before we signed 2 for 7, and ultimately we all decided to stay. So all of us, I don't really know how many there are. I know that we started off with my NAPS class, probably 50 guys coming in here, something like that, and there's much less than that. So
And so, just talking about Senior Day, what are you looking forward to on Saturday? I mean, does this be a pretty neat experience to kind of a culmination of your career?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty emotional. My parents and my brothers are going to be with me out there. So the last time they get to see me out on the field, I mean, I always kind of, in my heart, knew that I do this all for them. They got me through here. So a lot of it's like giving it back to them, and they get to be with me in my last time here.
How many brothers you got?
I got two, an older and a younger.
Yeah, Nick Straw called you the goofiest guy on the team.
Goofiest?
Yeah, he says that you do a really good air guitar, and you can quote, what is it?
The other guys.
Yeah, what's your favorite line, PG-wise, than the other guys?
I don't know. PG-wise, that one's tough. I don't
Most
know.
of it's bad, huh?
Yeah, we can do this off there.
Can you fill us in on exactly what happened on I-Day with the Red Beach? Kip Franklin told us a story about you falling through the tiles. What happened?
So it wasn't I-Day, but it was the next day, like on our way to our first pep. Red Beach is over there, and the tiles aren't in the best condition. And they all lined us up. I mean, I was at nap, so I wasn't that spooked, but everyone else was pretty confused, and I was in the front. I was going to try to lead everyone there. And I stepped off, pushed off, just sprint down, and my foot fell through a tile, and I sprained my ankle on the first day. So I was on the crutches, and everyone was like, "Dude, you're already on shit." I was like, it wasn't my plan. But,
is it something you still laugh about to this day?
Dude, there's so many. I think I've done some of the stupidest stuff with the team. I think it just makes everyone laugh. I mean,
and you caught squirrels with your hand. Is that true too?
Yeah, that was.
How'd you do that?
I don't know. It was a young squirrel. I think he was lost, and it kind of crawled across my foot on the way to, I think it was a brief at Alumni Hall. And I was looking at it, I go, I can grab that squirrel. And we were sitting there, and I was like, I don't know if I should. I picked it up, and I held it for 10 seconds, and I just put it back. I felt bad for it.
So is that kind of the memories you'll take away from here? I know you all went through hard times with COVID and isolated up in Bancroft Hall, and it was miserable times for a while. Is that kind of stuff you'll just look back on and, you got through it?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of all, that's what I'll remember out of all my friends and stuff like that. I've always, even when I was, when I was with the scout team and stuff like that, I might not have been traveling or stuff like that, but I still try to be a guy always in the locker room, always positive, especially during those hard times. I think that's why guys appreciate me. So I like to think I'm the locker room guy, keep everyone cool.
Kind of talk about what I was asking the same things of Christian. Serving on scout team as a senior, not a lot of guys are willing to do it. They'd rather quit and move on and focus on academics and military. Why are you doing it?
Well, personally, and not even just personally, everybody on the team that sticks it out too has this mindset, whether they're playing or on scout team. We finish things here. Working out with Coach Fitz in the summer and the winter, practicing during the season, just in school too. We work on finishing things here, and I think that's a big thing, especially me and Christian take pride in, is that we stuck it out, and just came out here for our brothers.
Trying to talk about your experiences. I mean, you still enjoy coming out here every day for practice. I mean, I know working on the scout team's not the glorious thing, and you're not playing on Saturdays, but you still love it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I didn't love football, I still would be out here because I love my teammates. But I think it's a bonus that I love football, too. So every day we come out here, I just treat it it's practice, but like Coach Nehemiah said, we got to be focused. So I treat it like it's a game and just do what I need to do to make it fun for our team, my teammates, for myself, but also make sure we're ready for the game. So it's a pretty fun experience still football.
Can you talk about being a leader of the scout team and showing these younger guys the way and telling them how important it is to give the offense a good look?
Yeah, I've seen good looks and bad looks, obviously, but I realized over the years that a good look will actually make us the most prepared on Saturdays. At first, it might seem like lip service, but it'll translate to the game on Saturday, especially like Coach Nehemiah, Coach Ingram give this example all the time. If nobody squeezes hard enough during the games, the O-line will think everything's cool, and then the game comes, and then, the other team will be hitting way harder than we expect them to, and it'll just mess up the whole midline and everything. So I try to lead by example more so, and show it's important nonetheless. Every role is important within the organization.
Yeah, just the Senior Day ceremony, getting to have on the uniform, walk out with your family, hear the crowd when your name is called. What's that moment going to be like for you?
Honestly, I don't know yet. Haven't too much thought about it, but I'm sure it'll be a good experience. It'll be something I'm looking forward to, definitely.
And how special is it to play at home at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium? What's that environment like as a player?
It's different. a lot of times you'll go out, you'll hear the roar of the crowd. It'll still be special in its own right at every different stadium. But at our stadium, it's just different. You run out, especially this year we got the Jay-Z, public service announcement is our run out song, so that's cool. Then we'll come out and it'll be all our classmates just out there in the line, and we run and we all go pray, and you'll see like all the whole brigade just right there. So it's just a different experience.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the attrition that's happened within the senior class, because COVID was so horrible. It was a tough time being here. And, we talked to Coach Niemot. He said, he talked to a lot of guys that just said, I can't do it anymore. And he would try to talk them out of it and have them stay, but they couldn't do it. Can you talk about how tough that is? And I'm sure it went through everyone's mind at some point about rolling out.
Yeah, so with COVID, it was a very unique dynamic, I guess, within the brigade. There was a lot of, I think there was a point in time where it was only like an hour and a half or 2 hours you could go outside a day. You were pretty locked up to your room. Your only interactions were pretty much your roommate, and then you had a lot of the online classes. So a lot of people just kind of, on the mental health side, weren't where they wanted to be, and then it was kind of hard coming out to football, where you normally get those interactions with the guys. I find a lot of help just talking to the guys on the team and interacting with them, and you also didn't have that because of COVID. So it was kind of, you're going to hit it from a lot of different ways, and it's kind of a grueling process. I think 34 people we've lost from our class. I got to count it in my phone somewhere, but yeah, Coach Niemot says all the time, it's resiliency, and that's kind of truly what it was. It was COVID tests every morning, a lot of online classes, food was kind of supply issues, and then online classes and practice was pretty short. So.
You can be honest, Kip Franklin said the food that you had to eat in Bancroft Hall was terrible. Well, the guys that left, 34 of them, do you think they could be helping you right now? This is a program that's a developmental program. It's usually the depth chart is dominated by seniors. You got seniors up and down the depth chart on both sides of the ball. Do you feel like there's guys that could be here helping you?
Yeah, I think we were super talented to start off. We had a lot of plebes play on that team, including Chaylin Garnes, who's Wake Forest's starting safety right now. David Miller is starting for another Division I program.
Hodges is doing
Hodges is playing at TCU, starting linebacker. So that's just a lot of guys defensively that I can talk about. There's probably a lot more offensively that if we were to have kept, that bring a lot of leadership, and that just they're ball players. So
does it give you even more respect for those that are still here?
Yeah, it gives me a lot, because one day, you'll have to put down the game, walk away from it a little bit, and then the people here are obviously doing something great after, with the service, and then just saying that you graduated from a place like this is, unbelievable experience. So
you talked about the challenges of COVID and how really difficult it was, mentally challenging. How did you get through it? How did you make it to this finish line?
There was a lot of long nights. I kind of relied on the people I was closest to, my parents, my twin brother, my girlfriend, a lot of the closer people in my life, my friends here that I could talk to. My roommates helped a lot with that, but there's a lot of dark nights, and it was just kind of those people, those immediate family members and those media people that really helped you get through and realize that there's a bigger picture. I knew COVID would go away eventually, even if it was dreadfully slow. But yeah, it's just relying back on them.
John, compared to a lot of the seniors, you've gotten to play a lot of games at Memorial Stadium. Just this final time playing on that field, what's it going to be like for you?
Definitely be emotional for sure. I've been there when there's been 0 fans and playing ball game, and I've been there when there's been 35,000. So I love playing there. I watched Navy playing there growing up, so it's time to come full circle.
And then lastly, guys like Jacobi Rice, Hutchinson, Petti, countless others that are seniors that maybe have never seen the field. Just how special a senior moment for those types of guys that have grinded out in practice and never see the light of day out on a regular season game?
If anything, it's like a truly recognizable moment for them, just for people to see that those are the resilient few that stayed, and they have a tremendous impact on our team, and they're great guys.